welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. I have been using this product for a while and it's also been on the market for a while, but I realized that I never incorporated it in any of my makeup tutorials or any of my videos. But it's such a good foundation, which is why I wanted to do a review and break it down and let you know why I like it so much. And because it is dewy and smooth, I thought why not do a dewy makeup look using sort of like this foundation and liquid illuminators and give you some tips to achieve a dewy look. I think especially because now it's spring and we're going into the summertime, I think we're going to be seeing more dewy looks as well. And also achieving a dewy look goes hand in hand with strobing, which I know now is becoming more popular with highlighting and all that stuff. I didn't do crazy highlighting because I really wanted to show how you can achieve the base to be dewy, and then with the highlighting and stuff you could add that on your own. So with that said, let's just jump right into the review. So this is how the foundation look. It's a very nice sleek rectangular bottle. It's a glass bottle with a plastic top. The foundation doesn't have a pump, which means you would have to use your fingers or put it onto a little tray or on your hands. So the foundation is part of the Fit Me collection, and this one specifically is dewy and smooth. They do have the matte and poreless finish foundation, but for anyone who has dry skin, definitely get the dewy and smooth finish. They did have a wide selection of shades to choose from. So not only do they have like the dewy and smooth collection and then also the matte and poreless collection, but on top of the two types of foundation, they had a lot of different shades. But when I get foundations, I tend to choose lighter tones than my actual skin tone. Like for instance, this 230 tone on my skin is actually lighter, I think, on the shade after that. But the reason why I got the lighter one is because I like to contour and bronze my face, and when I usually do that, my face usually tends to look darker. So in my experience, if I ever buy a foundation shade that's exactly my skin color, and then on top of that, if I add bronzer or contour to my skin, it looks much darker than my skin tone, which is why I use a lighter shade and then I add the contour and bronzer on top of that. However, in this video, I don't do any heavy contouring or anything like that because I feel like for a dewy look, you don't want it to be so like sharp and precise. You want it to be more of a natural look. All I did was add some bronzer to warm up my face, but nothing too crazy. Okay, so back to the foundation. So this retails for about $7.99. I got mine at CVS. The first thing that I noticed when I ever tried this foundation is how amazing this smells. The foundation also has sunscreen SPF 18, so that's good. It already has built-in sunscreen, so you don't have to worry about putting an extra layer of sunscreen. It does say that it's recommended for normal to dry skin, as I said earlier. For me, I have normal to dry skin, and when I put this on, it's not dry at all. It's not extremely dewy. I just feel like it brings a natural glow, but this foundation alone isn't going to make your face completely like glowy, but it does give a really beautiful finish. It looks so natural. It glows within. So I usually wear this product to work from like morning till night. It does last me a long time with the primer. I wouldn't say that it would last me the whole day because it does start to sort of wear off, but it does last me a pretty long time. And what I really like about this foundation is that it just feels so hydrating to the skin, and it even says like in the back, it hydrates and smooths skin texture, and it has a natural luminous finish. So, and it's true, it does. It has a really natural finish. I don't know what it is about this foundation, but it gives really great coverage. I highly recommend this foundation. I have to say, out of all the drugstore foundations that I've ever tried within like the past few years, this has been my favorite foundation. And it takes a lot for me to say that because if you watch any of my reviews for any other foundation, I'm kind of critical. But with this foundation, I just feel like it's such a good foundation. It gives really good coverage, and like it says, it really does leave a dewy and smooth finish. So I'm trying to think what else I could say about this foundation, but I think that's about it. The only thing I would say, sort of like tips to achieve a dewy look, if that's something that you're going for, is to use a sponge, a beauty blender. Just make sure when you do use a sponge that you run it under the water and that it's damp, because you sort of want that wetness in combination with the foundation so that when you apply it on the skin, it actually comes out really nice and glowy. And if you don't have a sponge and you use like a brush to apply your foundation, what you can do is to use a spray bottle or a spritzer bottle, whatever they're called. You could get these at the drugstore. Just fill it up with water. And what I would do is I would spray my face with water before applying the foundation. So that way, once you apply the foundation, it'll mix in with the water and it'll give it even more glowy and dewy finish. And then even after that, after I completely finish my makeup, I would also take the same bottle and spray it on top after I complete my makeup, because that also leaves a nice glowy dewy face. But I mean, you can use that trick for almost anything when you apply makeup. I do this all the time, even with eyeshadow or like liquid illuminators. Before I apply the product onto the brush, I would spray the brush with some water and then apply the product onto the brush, and then I would apply it to my face. I feel like when you do this with any product, especially like illuminators and eyeshadows and any product that really stands out on your face, and it's going to give a really nice glow. Trust me, you should try it out. So if you'd like to see how I apply this foundation and other tricks to achieve a dewy and smooth look, then please keep watching. Okay, so to get started, I'm just going to shake the foundation. I do this with all my foundations just to blend and mix the formula really well before you put it on your face. So this foundation doesn't have a pump on the top where you could just pump out the liquid foundation. This is an open bottle. Some people like it because you could put your finger on top and then shake it, and then from whatever foundation is on your finger, you could just dot it on your face and then blend it in that way. But I personally do like when there is a pump on the top just because it makes it easier to get the product out. So I am going to put my middle finger on the top and sort of shake it out, and then I'm going to sort of like flip it upside down just to get some product on my finger, and then I'm going to dot it all over my face. We're going to be using the Beauty Blender to blend the foundation out, or buff the foundation out I should say. So this is how much I'm going to use for now, and if I need more then I'll just go back and add. So now I'm going to start pushing in the product with the Beauty Blender and just dab it into the skin. By the way, my face was already moisturized before applying foundation. I didn't apply any primer before putting the foundation because I wanted you guys to see what the foundation would actually look like without any primer. Usually I do apply primer before any type of foundation or concealer. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, this foundation is a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, but it doesn't help that I'm filming in front of my window because all the bright light makes my face look so ghostly on camera when I'm putting my foundation on, but when I'm looking at it in person, like in my mirror, it looks completely fine. So I'm just finishing up the forehead. So this foundation was super easy to blend out, especially with the Beauty Blender. I highly recommend to use the Beauty Blender when you do apply foundation so that you can push the product into your skin, rather than if you use like some sort of foundation brush, it could sometimes leave streaks on your face. So it's better when you push the product into your skin and to let the Beauty Blender sort of like absorb any excess product. So now that I've finished applying the foundation, when you do a dewy look, you sort of want to brighten up the main areas of your face, like the center of your face, underneath your eyes. Kind of the same routine when you do like a highlighting and contour routine, except for when you do a dewy look, you kind of want to focus more on the brightening part, because if you want the look to be dewy, you kind of want it to be bright and wet in a sense, but not like wet oily. But so I'm just gonna add some concealer underneath my eyes. I don't really do heavy concealer like on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose. I just mainly focus on underneath my eyes. That's like my main area, because I want that part to be really bright, especially when you do your eye makeup. So again, I'm going to use a Beauty Blender to push the product into my skin. You know, I never used to really have that many Maybelline products, but now I feel like half my drugstore makeup collection are Maybelline products. I don't know, I just feel like the formulas and the products that they come out with now are really good quality. Like the Fit Me line, the Anti-Age Rewinds, like so many people use this because it's a phenomenal concealer. Like it really does the job, and some of the mascaras and lipsticks are even really good quality. So I'm definitely a fan of Maybelline's products. I don't know about eyeshadows though, because I've always had a bad experience using Maybelline eyeshadow products. They just weren't pigmented, they were kind of like chalky, so I never really bought any eyeshadows after that. But I do know that they have the Maybelline Nudes palettes, and I don't have them. They do look like they're slightly better quality, so I might give them a try. But anyway, back to the makeup look. I'm just gonna warm up my face a little bit with some bronzer, not too heavy. Like I'm not gonna do heavy contour or anything, because when you have a dewy look, you sort of want to make it more natural. So I'm just gonna use some Chocolate Souffle Too Faced bronzer, just very lightly, just to warm up the face. So that should warm up the face just so that there's dimension and it's not just all flat. So after that, I'm just going to add some blush. You don't have to. You could just keep this all natural and colorless, but I do like to add just a little blush. You could use a blush of your choice. I'm just using Coastal Scents blush from the 56 Shadow Blush Palette. So I'm picking up some blush from these two shades and then tapping the excess because these blushes are so pigmented. You see what I mean about pigmentation? I don't know if you can see it, but it's so pigmented that I end up having to take like a clean brush and sort of blend it out. So with the blush and the bronzer that we added, they were both powders, so that sort of kind of takes away from the dewiness that we originally had. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some Illuminator, some liquid Illuminator by NYX. This is the Born to Glow lightweight liquid illuminator that gives skin a refreshed glow and beautiful highlights. So I wouldn't really use this as a highlight though, because there are so many better highlights in the market. Like, we all know some good highlights out there. But what this product does is it gives you a sort of illuminating glow that's more natural, like that's more skin-like, so it doesn't look like you're adding powders to get that glow. This is more like a natural dewy look. So to apply this, I'm just going to use this blush from Essence of Beauty. It's like sort of a fluffy angled brush. You could use any kind of brush or you could just use your fingers. I'm going to apply it onto the brush, and then basically where I apply this is on the top of my cheeks, right here on both sides, down the bridge of my nose, and sometimes on my cupid bow. I don't always do that, but this is how I apply the liquid illuminator. Do you guys see that? I don't know if you see it. So that is the result of that. So I'm just going to use my finger to sort of blend it in with the rest of my makeup. I still have to do my eyes. So that's about it for the face. I'm just gonna finish off the rest of my face. So this, you guys, is the final look. I added some eye makeup, I did my eyebrows, and on top of my lipstick I added some lip gloss. And I forgot to mention that adding lip gloss for a dewy look definitely enhances the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and this look. If you guys want me to review any other type of foundation, I think I want to start a series for foundation reviews, because I notice a lot of you watch the videos I make for foundation reviews or any type of review in general. So if you have any other foundations in the market that you want me to try, I do give very honest reviews. Even though this one I had nothing bad to say about this foundation, because I actually genuinely love this foundation. It's my favorite drugstore foundation out there. But if you've seen any of my other reviews, such as the True Match Lumi foundation, which I will link that review down in the description box. But if you've seen that, you know that I am very honest with the things that I have to say about any type of foundation or any other product. So with that said, please don't forget to subscribe and leave your requests down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.